What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and before we dive deep into today's masterpiece, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because here we don't just talk about cars, we bring you closer to living legends on wheels. Now imagine it's the mid-1950s. The world is recovering from the aftermath of war, economies are rebuilding, and the automobile industry is standing at a crossroads. Germany, especially BMW, was facing some of the toughest years in its history. They were struggling financially, they needed a breakthrough, and the answer came in one of the most unusual, yet genius packages ever built, the BMW Isetta. The 1955 BMW Isetta wasn't just another car, it was a revolution packed into the tiniest shell. While most car companies were designing bigger, faster machines, BMW took the opposite approach. They created a car so small, so charming, and so unique that it instantly stood out on every street it touched. And yes, the one we are talking about today is the rare four-wheel version, which adds even more exclusivity to this little bubble car. Let's start with what made the Isetta iconic: the design. At first glance, it looks almost like a teardrop or maybe even a little spaceship. Unlike any normal car, you didn't enter through the side. Instead, the entire front of the car was the door. Picture this: the steering wheel, the dashboard, everything swung out with the front panel when you opened it. It's quirky, it's brilliant, and it's something you'll never see in modern production cars. This was BMW showing the world that design could be bold, playful, and still functional. And even though this car was tiny, BMW gave it personality. With its rounded curves, bubble-like windows, and compact proportions, it looked friendly, almost cartoonish. People didn't just drive the Isetta, they adored it. It became a cultural icon, a car that made people smile the moment they saw it. Now, don't let its size fool you. The 1955 BMW Isetta was designed with a purpose. At a time when fuel was expensive and cities were becoming more crowded, the Isetta delivered outstanding fuel efficiency. Its little single-cylinder engine could sip fuel at rates most cars today would envy, and because it was so compact, it could weave through tight European streets and fit into parking spots that were impossible for larger cars. In many ways, the Isetta was decades ahead of its time, predicting the future of urban mobility long before the term was even invented. Performance-wise, you weren't buying speed, you were buying smart mobility. The engine gave you around 12 horsepower, enough to reach speeds of about 45 miles per hour. It wasn't about racing, it was about freedom. For post-war Europe, owning a car like this meant independence, flexibility, and the pride of saying, yes, I drive a BMW, and let's be real, that badge alone already carried weight even back then. But what truly sets apart the four-wheel Isetta is its rarity. Most people are familiar with the three-wheel versions, but the four-wheel variant gave the car more stability and practicality. Collectors today search high and low for these models, and when they do find them, they're willing to pay top dollar. In fact, pristine examples of the 1955 Isetta can fetch prices that rival modern luxury cars simply because of their scarcity and the nostalgia attached to them. Step inside the interior and you'll see simplicity done right. No unnecessary gadgets, no clutter, just the essentials. A single bench seat that could surprisingly fit two adults, a basic speedometer, and the iconic steering wheel that moved outward with the door. It wasn't luxurious, but it had character, and that's worth more than any amount of chrome or leather. Fast forward to today, and the BMW Isetta is celebrated as one of the most influential microcars ever made. It saved BMW from financial collapse. It pioneered a new way of thinking about city cars, and it carved out its place in automotive history with charm and originality. Owning one today isn't just about having a vintage car. It's about owning a piece of BMW's survival story, a piece of art on wheels that changed the brand's destiny. So when you see a 1955 BMW Isetta rolling by, especially the rare four-wheel edition, don't just think of it as a cute bubble car. Think of it as a survivor, a symbol of innovation, and a collector's dream that reminds us how bold ideas can change everything. That's all for today's deep dive into the legendary 1955 BMW Isetta four-wheel. If you love this story, make sure to smash that like button, drop a comment sharing your thoughts about this microcar legend, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more exclusive car history, luxury insights, and automotive treasures you won't find anywhere else.